2 days have passed, and the aquarium boat is well along its journey down the Rio Negro to the town of Barcelos, 150 miles to the southeast. Each week it makes the long trip to meet a ferry that departs there every Sunday. The remote town of Barcelos has a population of about 10,000 people and a bustling waterfront where the Amazonian fishing trade is in full swing. Fish are transferred from the small boat to the larger ferry. A full cargo can be worth millions of dollars in foreign pet stores. The small aquarium boat wastes no time and heads upstream again for another collecting trip. While the ferry, the only link with the outside world, will continue downriver toward the city of Manaus. For the smaller boat, this may be the last trip of the season. The sky is gray with clouds, and the rains are expected soon. At the village of Floresta, the rains have already arrived. As the river rises, it will soon become difficult for the fishermen to locate fish. It will rain almost every day for the next 4 or 5 months. Once the rains have begun, it appears that every dead palm tree has a new occupant. 2 blue and yellow macaw chicks are dry inside their palm home. Their parents, both male and female, tend the young, must climb down the hollow trunk to feed them. Three or 4 meals of regurgitated fruit pulp are delivered each day. The most spectacular bird along the Rio Negro, macaws will pair for life. An enchanted kingdom of harmony and grace. Life here moves by the seasons, as the macaw has witnessed for years. Triggered by the rains, many trees now begin to fruit. For birds, the pickings can be easy. But the tiny akuchi must collect what it can. Fallen seeds on the forest floor. The akuchi instinctively tries to hide its bounty for a later meal. Forgotten reserves may sprout and grow, making the rodent key in the dispersal of seeds. Though a larger cousin, the agouti seems to put a damper on that reputation. Seeds are also dispersed by water and attract the giant morpho butterfly. At this time of year, golden-backed wakaris scour the forest in search of the new fruit of the sorva tree, a favorite among them. The sorva is a tree also favored by man. Its rich latex sap is collected by heavily scoring the bark. The latex is sold commercially, but along the Rio Negro, the sap is used by fishermen to repair cracks in their wooden canoes. The trees will not only survive the assault, but will be tapped again next season. Wakaris are quick to come down from the trees to survey the scene for any fruits that may have been knocked down. As the rains continue, the ground here will soon be under many feet of water. At Floresta, the water has already risen a few feet, just enough to make swimming easier for Sandro. Sandro's parents and his 6 brothers and sisters will need to adjust to the coming change in seasons. With floodwaters soon to come, the men of the village gather to repair the boats. Sorva is heated into a black tar-like substance and used to waterproof the canoes, the only method of transportation for the next 5 months. Paddles are carved by the skilled craftsmen of the village.
Ámbar negra, branca y clara, escure su oso, río cintilante, en eterna mutação.
In the river, a bizarre event is beginning to unfold. Like science fiction fantasy, strange beings writhe and kick their way into the world. These are the young pipitoads, emerging from their mother's back. Placed there during laying and fertilization, the eggs become embedded in their mother's flesh. Up to 100 young are born in this way. They have already passed through the tadpole stage and emerge now as tiny miniatures of their parent. Perhaps the pipitoad proves that fact can indeed be stranger than fiction. At dawn, haunting sounds can be heard coming from the forest. The rarely seen Amazonian umbrella bird, named for the umbrella-like tuft of feathers on its head, broadcasts from the top of the tallest trees. During courtship, males advertise themselves with a deep call, an attempt to win the attention of a female. Umbrella birds were observed by British explorers Alfred Wallace and Henry Bates during their travels here in the mid-1800s. It looked then much as it does today, a vast and exotic landscape. That is, the Rio Negro. The young macaw chicks are now strong enough to clamber to the top of their treehouse and take a meal from their still attentive parents. Nearby, the fruit of giant Brazil nut trees is beginning to ripen and fall. The size of a coconut, the fruit has a hard outer shell, an effective defense to most predators. But with its chisel-like teeth, the agouti is the only animal that can penetrate the half-inch covering and extract the individual nuts. Like its smaller cousin, it will store a cache of nuts in remote areas. Some of these may later germinate to become majestic trees. Man, too, collects the popular food, and skilled handling of a machete will expose the nuts. Zay and his father discard the outer shells and prepare a basket for the trip to a nearby storage area. The nuts will be stored here until there are enough to trade, and only after Chico has had his fill. Back at the village, Anicio and friends are crushing sugar cane for an afternoon treat. Grown locally, the cane is a favorite among the children. Like the others, Sandro loves the taste. But while some must work to find the last drop of sweetness, others make off with enough for a party all their own.